Under the shadow of the blood-tipped moon, with the far-off embers of a burning village still glowing against the distant horizon, the tale of Kriv was born anew. A tale whispered by wind, woven through branches of haunted woodland, and rarely recounted save by those who know the taste of regret. Kriv, son of Durikar Korin, was forged, not raised. His youth was an anvil, and his father, the hammer. Durikar, the obsidian-scaled general of the royal army, brooked no softness, carving lessons with barked commands and blunted swords. "You are a Korin," his father would say, voice echoing like the deep toll of a funeral bell. "You are weapon, shield, will unbreakable. Weakness is lost on our blood." Kriv, gold-scaled and broad of shoulder, bore it all in silence, learning the forms, mastering the blade, subduing every flicker of doubt until it became part of his armor. By his 18th summer, Kriv led with a gaze colder than steel. No mercy in the curve of his jaw, nor in the commands he cast. His brilliance on the field drew eyes. His unforgiving discipline whispered prayers. In the 38th and 12th legions of the defenders, Kriv's voice came as absolute as winter. Advance or die, there is no retreat. His warriors obeyed, his enemies fell, and Kriv believed himself unassailable. In the name of conquest, the lands of the kobolds burned. Crimson fire gorged on leaf and flesh alike. But fate is no obedient soldier. It was on a bitter morning, the sky veiled with ash, that Kriv was separated from his men, hunting a ragged band of kobolds into those ancient, sorrowful woods skirting the border. Flanked by 2 loyal guards, Kriv pressed on, sword slickened and boots heavy with blood. Trees hemmed them in. Somewhere ahead, a kobold scream split the silence. Then violence erupted. Hidden arrows found both companions, felling them at either side with finality. Alone, Kriv fought, savage and desperate, until the last of the kobolds lay broken at his feet. Only then did he realize how lonely his triumph truly was. The village behind him burned. The flames, he realized, were his flames. There were faces in those fires, ghosts of the vanquished. He knelt, inhaling the iron tang of blood and the sourness of ash. His heart thundered with the euphoria of battle, and then, suddenly, with shame. Then the world unraveled. Light, unbearably bright, silver as moonfire, clothed the forest, stripping away shadow and reason. A voice echoed, vast and gentle and knowing, "Redeem yourself, Dragonborn." Kriv saw himself through others' eyes, villages razed, children weeping, forests razed to stumps. The sorrows he had bred pressed against him, suffocating, malevolent, and inescapable. That voice, it named itself Selune, goddess of the moon, but to Kriv it was retribution made manifest. He tore off his armor as if it burned his scales. He cast his sword into the brush, wrapped himself in nothing but memory. With each step away from all he had known, the burden grew heavier. He did not return for his men. He did not look back to the burning fields. He disappeared into the ancient wilds where men forgot their pasts, even if their hearts could not. For 5 years, Kriv was little more than broken shadow, a ghost among trees, living by tooth and claw and the mercy of the land. He built no fire, for fear of who might see, or what guilt it might reveal. When hungered, he foraged. When hunted, he fled. Each night the voice of Selune lingered at the edge of slumber. "Redeem yourself, Dragonborn." In time, even desolation yields to mystery. Kriv stumbled, ragged and bearded, scales dulled by dirt, upon a moon-washed shrine hidden beneath a colossal willow. There knelt an elf, skin inked with swirling emerald runes, silver hair tumbling to her shoulders, Alethos, the druid. She spoke little at first, suspicious and sharp, yet her eyes saw the breaking storm inside him. "Why do you come to Elune's sanctuary as a wounded wolf comes to salt?" she asked. Kriv could only weep, truly for the first time since before childhood ended. "I seek forgiveness," he whispered. "Teach me mercy or curse me to oblivion." Elithos did not speak, but nor did she flee. In time, she healed him as best she could. She taught him the names of growing things, the song of the river, the way to read the omens in the shifting wind. At first, Kriv's hands shook as he tended to flowers. By the second year, they steadied, coaxing sprouts from the earth, not blood. In Elithos, Kriv found not absolution, but purpose's seeds. Yet Kriv's demons slept lightly. For a decade, peace was an uneasy truce. Each new moon, Kriv climbed the hill to the willow shrine, kneeling beneath Selune's silver gaze. If the goddess spoke again, it was in dreams, dreams filled with remorse and flickers of hope. On a still autumn night, the wind changed. Both Kriv and Elithos sensed it, a wrongness. Birds ceased their song, roots squirmed in pain, the moon itself wavered above the woods. Darkness bled from the heart of the forest, spilling shadow across the land. Elithos knelt by the shrine, her face as marble. Kriv stood at her side, every muscle coiled with old instincts and new resolve. There is rot at the root. Something vile awakens, Elithos murmured. Kriv set his jaw. No more running. I will defend as I once destroyed. Together, warrior and druid, they gathered a disparate band. Tolan, a gnome illusionist whose laughter masked deep sorrow. Milas, a half-orc cleric cast out for heresy. And Varek, a half-elf archer with eyes that missed nothing and a tongue sharp as hawthorn. Where once Kriv barked orders, now he invited counsel, though it strained him more than any blade's wound. Their quest was a wound in the land, a spreading corruption that leached the wood's lifeblood. The party navigated webs of twisted roots, braving spirits bound in thorns, and creatures warped by a nameless taint. In battle, Kriv led from the front, but he measured every swing, seeking to subdue, not slaughter. At night, he confessed to Elithos, "Sometimes I still hear the screams. They haunt me through sleep and waking." She placed a gentle hand upon his shoulder. "Remorse is proof you yet live. Mercy is proof you yet love." Slowly, his companions saw the truth of what lay beneath Kriv's mighty frame. A heart gnawed by regret, yes, but one reawakening to hope. The heart of the darkness was not a monster to slay, but a blemish sown by ancient wrongdoing, the shadow of a slain spirit, seeking vengeance for an unmarked grave. Here, at the midnight-wreathed altar, Kriv fell to one knee and bared his throat to the restless shade. "I was a bringer of ruin. Now I am a guardian. Let my blood pay the price, if mercy will mend the wound." For a heartbeat of eternity, all waited, his party tense, the wind holding its breath, but the shade, seeing his sincerity, dissipated in threads of pale moonlight, leaving only peace and the soft sighing of leaves. In the aftermath, the woods breathed once more. Birds sang anew, the river quickened, and even the air felt lighter upon their skins. Kriv, no longer commander nor exile, found solace not in victory, but in the healing of what once was broken, within the land and within himself. As dawn broke, he whispered, "There is mercy, even for those who burn." So ends the tale of Kriv, the Dragonborn redeemed beneath the haunted boughs. Dear listener, if you have felt the pull of regret or the ache of seeking second chances, know that even the darkest past may yield to the promise of dawn. Suggest a story, and maybe yours will be the next we see around the firelight.